right, man. Let's talk about why Shedeur Sanders slid in the draft. Tom McShay explains why he didn't go to the New York Giants. Tom McShay used to be NFL draft analyst on ESPN, and when they kind of downsized, he got caught up in that. But Todd McShay revealed Shedeur Sanders may have ruled his chances of landing with the Giants NFL draft. Hints with the Giants passed up on Shedeur Sanders are starting to trickle out. In a podcast appearance Thursday, the Ringer told Tom McShay. The Ringer's Tom McShay revealed the Giants brass didn't get the best pre-draft impression from Sanders. Sanders didn't have a great interview with Brian Daboll in a private visit, McShay said. An installed package came in. Preparation wasn't there for it. He got called out on it. Didn't like that. Brian didn't appreciate him not liking it. NFL sources had similar sentiments. The Post, Ryan Dunleavy, after round one, says that Sanders' slip is a tribute to both flaws in this game and the brash attitude he displays during the pre-draft process, Dunleavy reported. All right. So, who knows? Only this is Brian Daboll. Only time will continue to tell. Only time will tell what truly happened. And basically, Shedeur, they said he wasn't prepared. Got called out on it. His attitude wasn't, what they, was looking for. So they went with somebody else and they stay right. Now, another issue that come out there is that the Giants are allegedly linked to leaking out Shedeur's phone number for him to get punked in the draft. For him to get not punked, but how can I say prank called during the draft time, and a lot of stuff is starting to roll back to the Giants about somehow the daughter of the owner of the GM got ties to Ole Miss, and they did this, that, and the third. And what's so crazy about it is the Giants had a late private workout with Shedeur Sanders right before the draft. So I don't know if that's happened. That happened when he was there. Maybe he didn't want to go to the New York Giants, and maybe he didn't want to go to certain teams, and his attitude reflected that in the process. Maybe his attitude reflected that in the process, that he didn't want to go to certain teams, so he just flunked. Maybe he flunked those type of tests on purpose. Who knows? A son of a coach, should be prepared. And that is a red flag if he isn't prepared. And then he didn't take the criticism the right way. Well, I mean, what do you expect? That's the $1 million question. What do you expect if he don't take the criticism the right way and he blew it off and Daboll didn't like it? Then you already know they're not about to work together. So how many other interviews did he carry himself like that? Come on. That's a $1 million question. How many other interviews did he carry himself like that? So, but most people believe it was a humiliation tactic, but maybe he didn't do well in those interviews. But then again, we can always point to the fact that Jamarcus Russell was a known lean addict. They knew Jamarcus Russell did lean, and they still drafted him. Think about that for a minute. They knew Jamarcus Russell had a drug addiction, and they still drafted him. Ain't that wild? Come on, ain't that wild? So, I mean, to be honest with you, we could point to a number of different things. But, this is just one story leaking out with the Giants. And if he had a piss poor, interview, then it ain't about white or black. It ain't about color. But we know it's deeper than that, because also if they truly did leak out his number, you know what I'm saying? That's something that they need to be addressed too. So maybe it wasn't the best thing, but it wasn't the best Maybe it wasn't the best relationship possible. Maybe he rubbed him the wrong way. He got drafted and or he got drafted and start flashing his money. So I'm at this amount of money. So a lot of teams are gonna get put up with that attitude. You know, that's another thing to be said. When you don't have to do something, how committed are you? Think about that for a minute. When you don't have to do something, how committed are you? Can you really get a commitment from him? If he already rich, get into a league, is he gonna come in the locker room with a certain arrogance? If the going get tough, is he gonna quit? Well, I got money. I'll just go do something else with my life and just live my life. How committed? How committed? How committed is he to playing football? So at the end of the day, I think it's a little messy that not only did the Giants leak out information on Shedeur Sanders, they leaked out information on Shedeur Sanders, and also it's alleged that they leaked this information to them boys at Ole Miss. It's allegedly they connected to them. Come on. They're allegedly connected to that. So something else, like I said before, it's messy. Even if the kid had a bad interview and he rubbed you the wrong way, right? Why would you allow that to leak out into the media? Why would you allow that to leak out about any young man, regardless? Why would you allow something to leak out in your organization about a young man? Think about that for a minute. Why would you allow that to leak out? So think it was somebody in the organization going through something private, or it's a part of a HIPAA agreement and they leaking shit out in the organization. Think about that for a minute. And they leaking this shit out in the organization. So do you really want to be a part of an organization who leaking shit out? So, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Only time will tell. They drafted Jackson Dart. If he's more successful than Shedeur, they gonna look right. If Shedeur's not successful, everybody gonna look right, and all that racist shit gonna go out the window. So we gonna see, man. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially, want to support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Check out the NFL playlist. Peace.